Coming up this week on Two Noobs, the DOJ is feeling its oats in an antitrust win against Google. The remedies it is seeking include forcing Google to stand in the stocks at midday. Next, St. Pete votes for the moment not to spend money to repair the roof at Tropicana Field. Will the Rays be playing at a local ball field near you soon? Then we need some Sixers therapy. Can John convince us that all can still be well in Sixers land this season? Clap your hands, everybody. Finally, debate time. I'm going to force John and Matt to defend some positions they may or may not agree with. You agree. To start the music. Yes, welcome in, everyone. It is episode 217, following episode 216 of Two Noobs Talking. We are the best virtual podcast in meat space. All right.
Nice.
Now that I've got that out of the way.
Oh,
We're not
couldn't do the,
so we lose.
and I couldn't do the air horn until now.
Son of a bitch. All right, I'm still trying to get my temperature up, so excuse me while I take a sip of
Yes.
hot
Yeah,
chocolate.
yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Is
I
it good hot chocolate? You got marshmallows in that.
I did dump some marshmallows in it.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Except I think I did this in a hot chocolate maker, and there was about a half-inch layer of foam. And so I dumped the marshmallows in. I think the foam was insulating the marshmallows from being melted.
Oh, interesting.
I could see that.
There was like a thermal barrier.
Like this.
So the marshmallows were just on top and they weren't melting. I'm like, and I know the hot chocolate was hot because every time I went to sip it, it was burning my tongue.
There you go.
Yet the marshmallows stayed intact. I'm like, what the hell?
I also need to tell everybody, the entire audience, that I'm so old. I don't know what a hot chocolate maker is. I used to just burn shit on the stove and then drink it. Like, I'm old, so I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's real simple. It's a container that goes. It's almost like a food processor or a blender. So it's got a base, and you put the container on it. You put the milk and the chocolate mix in, and it heats it while it spins it for 5 minutes.
That's awesome.
That all it is.
I see. I live in a place that doesn't understand that. So okay, I got it now. It makes total sense. That's awesome.
There you go.
That's great.
There you go.
There you go.
I have a question because this has been bugging me lately. Have you guys seen the cars with the headlights that look like they have angry eyes?
Mhm.
Yes.
What the hell is up with that?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I really wish I knew.
Narcissist Lex Luger.
There you go.
End of story.
It's very unnerving to look in your rearview mirror and see headlights behind you, and they have like lighted eyebrows that are angry faces.
Yes. Because they're angry. They don't like their lives. They don't like their car. They don't like anything about themselves.
Must be something with road rage. Probably it's transferring to the
They
photo of
definitely
the
didn't
cars
vote
now.
for Trump. I'll tell you that.
I guess not.
Because everybody else is happy.
I'm happy.
My son invented something. When
Good.
somebody does something stupid, instead of having a car horn,
Mhm.
you hit it and it says douche, douche, douche. Or the other suggestion, because I think it was in a cartoon, I heard somebody mounted like a train horn on their car.
Oh, there you go.
Really loud.
Oh yeah, love it.
Yeah, I was like, why not take like the goal horn from the Flyers arena? You know, that big ship.
Kind of like that? No?
No, not like that at all.
Louder.
Oh, okay.
Louder and deeper. You know, your air horn is like a prepubescent teenager because his balls haven't dropped yet.
Well, how about this?
So it's the Toronto Maple Leafs scoring a goal.
Yes.
Okay.
And more on them later. More on them later, but in the meantime, I will introduce people on your screen and or in your ear hole.
There you go.
Yes, over here we've got, and he's at home, by the way, for the first time in about 16 years.
Yes. Yes. It was a long, strange trip. Let's just say that. To quote the Grateful Dead.
Your wall behind you is looking a little bare.
A little tiny bit. I got some stuff back there.
There
I've
you go.
ordered more stuff though, just so to make Steve happy. I've ordered more stuff, so there's more
Good.
stuff coming.
Nice.
Good, because your fat head is hiding everything that is.
I know.
on.
I know. They're all there. But half of them don't work for the WWE anymore, so why should I put them up there?
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough. All right, over there is Judge Judy John Tracy.
Yes. One of my favorites of all time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you
There
go.
you go.
There you go.
You get a win then. Okay, over on the other opposite side to that is Mallrat Matt Craig.
There you
One
go.
of my favorite movies.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
There you go. I in the middle. I am slow on the uptake. Steve Murray.
Nice.
Hmm.
Can I tell you a Mallrat story real quick of Ben Affleck so you can laugh at him?
Sure.
Of course.
When Ben Affleck was doing Armageddon, he was doing Mallrats at the same time, and he used to leave Kevin Smith love notes. This is told by Kevin Smith millions of times.
Hmm.
He was so excited to do the Mallrats movie, he would literally leave little post-it notes for Kevin Smith in his little director area as he flew off to do a major motion picture.
Oh,
It's why they're still friends today.
oh, that's
Because
cool.
he cared more about Mallrats than he actually did about Armageddon.
Well, speaking of Armageddon, I do owe Matt an apology.
Really?
I know I have joined in saying this is one of the most physics ridiculous movies of all time.
Mhm.
However, it is, at least at that point, entertaining because, as I
Yes.
mentioned in last week's episode, I was watching Deep Impact
Hmm.
last week.
Mhm.
That is a Hallmark movie with a comet that hits the Earth at the end. That's
Yes,
pretty much
yes, sir.
what it was.
Yeah.
That was for a disaster movie.
Mhm.
That was boring as hell.
Oh, it was. Because it was all drama for about, how long was that? It was like a 2-hour movie.
2-hour movie.
Yeah.
So you have like an hour and 45 minutes of drama because I know it's the end of the world, right? There's nothing
Yeah.
they could do to stop it. And yet it hits the Atlantic Ocean, kills Tia Leone, and then all of a sudden it's like Morgan Freeman
Which
appears.
isn't
at
a
the,
bad thing.
No.
Fictitiously.
Yeah. But then you have Morgan Freeman against a washed up Capitol Hill, still proclaiming, "We're still alive! We're still alive!" And it's like,
Sounds like what they were doing this week.
Well, I mean, just contrast. You know, when things go wrong in Armageddon, Bruce Willis is like, "All right, we're gonna get this done."
Mhm.
And in Deep Impact, Robert Duvall's like, guess what? I'm gonna read you what's the Moby? I'm gonna read you Moby Dick. Like, okay.
Yeah. Wow.
I just want to feel the power between my legs, to be honest.
So
So I
the,
don't know where
the
to go.
question then,
Okay, Steve Buscemi.
the question is, do you want those 2 hours back, Mr. Murray?
Well, I didn't actually watch the entire thing.
Ah. Good.
And I wasn't really doing much with those 2 hours anyway, so who cares?
You just had it on the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's not as if I was watching Batman and Robin. Wah, wah, wah. See, I can do my own sound effects. Look at that. I don't need a special box.
Yikes.
That's about
right.
all you could contribute. Shut up. Anyway.
Why am I getting blamed? What the fuck? I didn't do anything. I
Not
just-
you. Not you.
All right, well, Mr. Tracy, since you're abandoning us next week.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm going on vacation.
Because of that, you are responsible for both the
Yes,
fun fact
yes.
and the over 40 rant. But before we get to that, just a quick plug because it is the Dubby Energy Fun Fact, brought to you by Dubby Energy Drinks. Visit Dubby at their website, dubby.gg, or download the app. And if you use our promo code 2 Noobs Talking, TOONOOBS Talking, you will get 10% off your order. Listen, based on my flub last week, where I forgot the name of the flavor I was pitching,
And I got an email about that, by the way.
I'm gonna. No, you didn't. Stop lying.
They sent me a weird email listing all the flavors. It was hilarious.
Well, I'm going to do you a favor because of that. I'm going to tell
Thank
you
you.
how to get 40% off. Okay,
Oh.
it's a Black Friday sale. Use the promo code BF2024, and you will get 40% off your order. That's 4 times what you'll get with our promo code. So you're getting a deal here. Don't screw around and wait. Go there now, because when this episode drops, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I don't know when the Black Friday sale ends, because apparently it's on now, and it's not even Black Friday. So, have at it. Otherwise, you're just going to have to use our week promo code and only get 10% off.
Yes.
Sucks to be you.
I
All
don't
right.
want any more emails.
Yeah, right. All right, Mr. Ditcher, please give us the fun fact.
Yes, sir. So, in honor of me traveling for the last 975,000 days, I wanted to let you guys know that the term jet lag was invented in 1966.
Interesting.
Yes.
Who said it?
Well, you're not allowed to have jet lag because you were traveling by truck. So
Yes.
screw you.
Well, that is where I immediately jump into my over 40 rant.
Oh.
I thought Washington and Missouri was far. I recently have traveled from Houston to Del Rio, back to Houston to where I live, and then back like 2 hours away from Del Rio again. What the hell? And it was self-inflicted, so I'm not blaming anybody but myself, because shit's got to get done, and you have to do it. But have you ever been in a car or a truck for a long period of time and just wanted to jump out of it, not worrying about the consequences? That's where I was at the end of this trip. I would have rolled home if I could have. Jesus, man. Oh, those roads, they are long.
Oh, I was just going to say, was it riddled with potholes, or was it riddled
No,
with...
no. Texas handles their stuff.
Oh, you're kidding.
Are
Really?
you just complaining about the spatial excessiveness of Texas?
Yes, just Jesus, man. I just God damn. Why am I jumping out of a truck every time I pull into a hotel? Be like, I just want to check into a fucking cage because I don't want to be in this truck anymore. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
I told you guys in pre-recording, my wife was like, I'm glad to see you. That was excessive. I completely agree with her. And man, it was fun. I learned a lot. I grew a lot. I would do that again tomorrow. But for young people that are trying to travel for a living, man, buckle up.
Yeah.
Because when you do it like that, it's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. And it's awesome. I don't hate, I'm not trying to be like over 40 being mad about it, but it's been great. But god damn, like being in a car or a truck for that long is just not human. And that's my over 40.
Yeah.
Like it's just not.
I don't know how you do it, Johnny. I really don't.
Seriously.
I don't know how I do it.
I drove to Colonial Williamsburg on vacation for 5 hours and was immediately exhausted, and yet you're doing it easily double that time. I don't know how you do it, man. I really don't. So credit to you. And, hats off, man. I don't know.
I drove to Pittsburgh, which is 5 hours.
Man, that's a fun drive. That's a fun drive.
It's an easy drive, turnpike, but I did it, and fortunately for me, both times I did it at an hour when I got to my destination. It was pretty much time to go to bed, so I could just get out and go to sleep.
Yeah, that makes it way easier when you do.
Right.
Yeah, the later drives are the easier drives because you can just pass out and you forget about everything.
Yeah.
But when you're like getting there at like 3:30 in the afternoon, you're like, "Fuck, what's for dinner? Oh shit, I still got like 12 hours
Oh,
before I got to get up and do it again."
wow.
But I saw some really cool towns. I know it's supposed to be an over 40, but I saw some really cool towns and met some really cool people.
No, that's
So
cool. Yeah.
over 40 maybe being like travel's fun if you're willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my over 40 rant is John not having a
Yes.
proper over 40 rant this week.
The food though, can I talk about the food?
Is it a rant?
There are no choices out on the fucking road. No choices. Like you can't have a good meal. So I traveled for 4 days. Nothing. Like you have a choice between McDonald's, Wendy's, and some weird person in Love's that is cooking food. And who would you trust?
Well, as I understand it, by episode 219, you should have some photos of
Yes.
the restaurant that is built out of the old Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yes.
house,
Oh, wow.
which would be a lovely stopover for a.
If I don't die, because I don't know if,
Grandpa's still in the attic, if I understand correctly.
Huh.
So just
we will get there.
he was the best, man. The old way with the sledge.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
They died a lot better that way. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Oh,
All right. Well, why don't we
goodness.
move into topic one since John has disappointed me for the last time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to put something together in the last 30 seconds. It worked. I'm a happy guy, so.
There you go.
All right. Well, okay. I'll make you unhappy. CNN. Topic
Yeah.
Oh, God.
This is the Department of Justice going after Google. We had a story about this a few months ago when the
Mhm.
DOJ pulled a victory in court that Google had indeed done a monopoly with its search engine. Well, now the DOJ is seeking the penalty phase, and here's what we have to say about this. The U.S. government formally proposed a partial breakup of Google last Wednesday, urging the federal judge in the case to force a sale of the company's Chrome web browser after the landmark ruling had found that the Google had violated the antitrust law.
So that's why it didn't work when I tried to load up today. Got it.
Not quite. The high-profile case focused on whether the tactics that made Google the default search engine in Chrome, as well as on iPhones, Android devices, and more, were anti-competitive, shutting out smaller search engines from the market. In their court filing this week, antitrust enforcers said a spin-off of Chrome, which is used on billions of devices worldwide, could help prevent an illegal monopoly from recurring. The playing field is not level because of Google's conduct, and Google's quality reflects the ill-gotten gains of an advantage illegally acquired, the government lawyers wrote. The remedy must close this gap and deprive Google of these advantages. They added that the court should ban agreements such as Google's exclusive multi-year contracts with Apple, Samsung, and others that made Google the default search engine on their devices. And Google should be required to syndicate its U.S. search results to other rival search engines for the next decade, officials said, a move that could put other search alternatives on even more footing with Google. In a blog post, Google President and Chief Legal Officer Kent Walker called the government proposal extreme and said it would undercut American security and privacy by making Google share its user data with others. According to Walker, DOJ's wildly overbroad proposal goes miles beyond the court's decision. It would break a range of Google products, even beyond search, that people love and find helpful in their everyday lives.
Shit. Sorry.
Bless you, John.
I'm going to go to Matt first because I think
Please
he
do.
agrees with me.
Please do.
I believe this is excessive.
Yeah, 100% it is.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I believe this is excessive. I have a Chromebook, which is basically based around the Chrome browser. If you force Google to divest itself from Chrome, who the hell is buying it? Who the hell is going to be running it? And who the hell is going to be updating my device? That pisses me off.
Go to me first, then.
No, I'm going to Matt first.
Because
You angered me with your lack of over 40, so I'm going to Matt first.
I've got the best thing to help you on this.
Well, and not only just that, Steve. I would one would argue too. Like, we're forced to do a podcast, and the podcast records on Google Chrome. So
It's
and
required, isn't it?
it is required.
It's literally required.
Yeah. So it's literally just one of those things where, if this goes through, what is the impact to Riverside? Really, that's the provider for us to do our own podcasts. How does that affect? That would be my question. How would that affect their job in order to do, that particular deal? But I think that might be two separate things. Now that I think about it, this is more on the lines of, the DOJ really kind of, it's typical administrative state BS, really trying to stamp out a potential monopoly from taking place. And one could argue that, that Google Chrome is a monopoly because, everybody says, when you want to try and find something, you'll just Google it. It's a verb. It's an actual verb that you use. It's not, that kind of a deal. But yet at the same time, it's the administrative state stamping hard on a multinational organization by saying, like, okay, you've had a little bit too much in a way of advertising revenue, we're going to stamp you out. I'm not so sure about that either.
Well,
People should step up their game in that regard. But yeah,
I agree with you. But if you recall, the case was Google had a monopoly on search engine, right? And I have no problem with the penalty here being, all right, you can't make these types of exclusive agreements with Apple, with Samsung, with phone manufacturers that makes Google the default on the device. I think that should be open game to
Absolutely.
whoever.
Absolutely.
But to say you're going way over and above that by now saying, yeah, you can't own Chrome anymore. You can't own the web browser.
yeah,
How does that relate to the search engine thing? I don't understand that.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. All right, John, you have your turn now.
Yes.
You're out of the corner.
What they're literally trying to open, from what I'm reading, they're trying to open up any phone, computer to have whatever web browser you want, which is great. But look at the web browsers that are out there. Look at the Safaris, look at the DuckDuckGos. Like, do you just want shittier web browsers that don't bring stuff up? I mean, the right has been really good in saying, oh, well, Chrome keeps everything down. Yep, but Chrome also tells you everything you need to know. It is the best, and that's why it's the default for everything. They're overstepping their boundaries on this. Because if there was a internet browser that could compete, it would take over Chrome because of the absolute disgust that most of the country has for it and don't want to use it. So if there was an actual real browser to use, it would already be. Internet Explorer got taken over by Chrome because Internet Explorer sucked and everybody was like, I want Chrome. But the DOJ is literally fighting, you suck and you have too much power, but there's nobody to... A monopoly isn't, I'm better than you, you all suck. A monopoly is, there's two people that are equal and you're holding the space.
Right.
That's the difference. And that's what I disagree with 100%, because there's nobody to compete with Chrome. So how is that a monopoly in my book?
No, yeah, that's 100%. What they're doing as far as these contracts with the cell phone companies, that is a monopoly. This isn't Google has the best search engine and so that's why we're putting it on the phones. It's, hey, Samsung, here's $2 billion. Make sure Google is the search engine that's on your browser.
And that's wrong.
That's the Samsung browser on the Samsung phone. The default search engine on there is Google.
Yes.
But guess what? The Samsung browser, it's not so good. Internet Explorer sucked. Edge, the replacement for Internet Explorer, sucks.
Yeah.
Firefox used to be okay, but it's a freaking engine drain.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like it eats up all the cycles of a processor every time I try to open it. It's ridiculous. Google Chrome doesn't do that for me. So Google Chrome is the one I use because it works the best.
Yes.
Less memory too. Less physical memory.
Way less. Way less.
Yeah. So I think John's hit the nail on the head. Like the browser itself is not the monopoly problem. So why are you? And this could just be the DOJ trying to get exactly what they want by. We're gonna ask for this much, no one will get this.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's you hit the nail on the head right there. That's exactly what they're trying to do. This is all fine and run. Like they don't care. They just want to make an example of them and get out of it without people understanding what idiocracy they're doing.
Do you think this carries forward into 2025 under the Trump administration, guys?
Absolutely not.
I disagree because this whole case was started under his administration. This is a bipartisan thing here.
Okay. No, it is but I think the AG that they're putting in charge isn't going to waste her time.
Bondi, you mean Pam Bondi?
Yes, I don't think she's gonna wait. I think she's gonna waste their time on other important things. I don't think this
Mm.
is Garland's last hope of making fucking a stamp on something, and he's obviously off the mark like he always has been.
Yeah, interesting. It'll be interesting to see
So-
what transpires. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's your thought on that, Matt?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's. I just don't like the fact that the administrative state is once again trying to stamp itself and
Yeah.
squish something. Now we could argue about Google being like a piece of shit company, and it is. But at the
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you, man.
but at the same time, it's like
Absolutely.
I just don't like the fact that they are basically saying to Google, okay, you've had too much of a monopoly of ad revenue right now. The only way that they get ad revenue is through their Google Chrome search engine browser. It's like the hallmark, the foundation of their entire IP, their entire enterprise is based on it. It's what made Google the company it is today. For them to stamp that out, and I think, what was it, Steve, too? We were discussing that it might be potentially sold off to a third party. Can you imagine a third party running Google Chrome? Good Lord Almighty. It's like, no.
Who would buy them? DuckDuckGo? And then you would get nothing but conservative, and you would never see anything.
Well, it's
liberal
not
ever
just
again.
that, John.
It's not just the search engine. They want Google to no longer own the browser itself.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And so when you have like
They want to
Yeah.
take Chrome, the browser, and say, no, you can't own that. Somebody else has to own that.
And then, of course, then the biggest problem is from an IP perspective. Dr. IP would certainly know. You're giving that over. Essentially, the administrative state is saying, we're going to take this away, and we're going to give this to somebody else who doesn't know what the IP is, doesn't know how it runs, doesn't know how it operates, and they would need a whole, probably at least a year and a half to get fully up and running on that, if that's were to happen. It's bullshit. It's absolute BS. And it's like that's not what this should be about. You know, I get the whole idea of the idea of the ad revenue and all that kind of stuff, but to take that amount of dollars away from an organization like Google,
So force them to pay a fine.
why not
right?
that?
Oh, you made this money through a monopoly. Okay, give it back.
Yeah,
Right? Don't say you got to sell your shit.
yeah,
And then people, the millions of people who rely on it in this country, then it has to go to hell for all of them. Like,
yeah.
you're just not thinking stuff through.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
very, very fortunately, I will say this: like Google, they've got such a great brand. People know what to do when they open up Google Chrome. Well,
Yeah.
I want to Google it. It's brilliant. It is an absolute brilliant, and it works. It's a brilliant piece of software that allows you to access anything instantaneously and quickly. And it is far surpassed anything like Netscope. Remember those things, guys? Netscope,
Yeah, as
Firefox, as we
Netscape,
talked about.
Netscape.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it was made
They
by
have-
Netscope, I think. But anyway.
Wait, what was the one with the ship wheel?
Oh,
Oh God.
oh, that's gonna
Navigator.
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 Netscape. Wasn't it Netscape?
I think it was. Yeah, it was
It was the
Netscape Navigator. yeah,
Navigator.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because you
okay.
could click because whatever.
yeah. But now, I mean, that and reputation is still going to be with the
Yeah.
with the American
Well, there's
public
nothing
for a long
that can
time.
compete with that. There's literally nothing
Yeah.
that can compete with it. Remember Ask Jeeves?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was Google Lite. That was Google Lite.
Oh.
You're gonna ask a question. That was Siri before it was Siri.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
There's nothing that can compete with what Google has done.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can compete with that.
To pick up on a meme I saw last week that I sent you guys, how do you feel about Arabic numbers being taught in our schools?
Dun dun dun.
Learn them.
Right.
Yeah, kind of hard to do math without them.
You might need them. You might want to learn them.
Let's do long division with Roman numerals. Yes. Brilliant.
Now that would be a great challenge to do it like that. To do Roman. Oh my gosh, long division in Roman numerals. Good Lord. The amount of
Ladies-
racing. Oh,
Ladies
Oh.
and gentlemen, we've learned that there are more adults stupid than there are children. So
Very.
let's just move forward on that.
All right. All right. Moving forward to topic 2, sports related, because as we know, the Tampa Bay Rays, who the Philadelphia Phillies once defeated in the 2008 World Series.
Mhm.
You don't have a sound effect for that?
Hold on.
There we go. All right.
I would
Okay.
just like
All
to-
right. God.
I would just like to note that Bryce Harper didn't do that. So for Philadelphia fans that link everything together, that was not Bryce Harper. That was Chase Utley and Ryan Howard.
That's right. That's
And
right.
Jimmy Rollins.
I don't want to get this Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts thing confused ever again. So we need to put decades.
There you go.
All right. Well,
between these things.
the Rays are facing some trouble because the St. Petersburg City Council reversed course last Thursday on whether to spend more than $23 million to repair
Losers.
the-
Sorry.
the hurricane-shredded roof of the Tampa Bay Rays ballpark, initially voting narrowly for approval and hours later changing course. The Trop's translucent fiberglass roof was ripped to pieces on October 9th when Hurricane Milton swept the shore just south of Tampa Bay.
Shit.
There was also significant water damage inside the ballpark, with a city estimate of the total repair cost pegged at $55.7 million.
Wow.
The extensive repairs cannot be finished before the 2026 season, city documents show. The Rays made a deal with the Yankees to play next season at 11,000-seat Steinbrenner Field, New York's spring training home across the bay in Tampa.
Corrupt.
What?
Sorry.
The initial vote Thursday was to get moving on the roof portion of the repair. Once that's done, crews could begin working on laying down a new baseball field, fixing damaged seating and office areas, and a variety of electronic systems, which would require another vote to approve money for the remaining restoration.
Wow.
The subsequent vote reversing funding for the roof repair essentially means the city and the Rays must work on an alternative in the coming weeks so that Tropicana Field can possibly be ready for the 2026 season. The city is legally obligated to fix the roof. Several council members said before the vote on the $23.7 million to fix the roof that the city is contractually obligated to do so. I don't see a way out of it. We have a contract that's in place, council member Gina Driscoll said. We're obligated to do it. We're going to fix the roof. Members who opposed the vote said there wasn't enough clarity on numerous issues, including how much would be covered by the ballpark's insurance and what amount might be provided by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. None. If you are counting on FEMA to help you fix something, you better be looking somewhere else. Okay, John, you were interrupting me with all kinds of strange comments, so it's your turn.
This is complete bullshit. You could get that thing up in 11 days. You're fixing a roof. Like this is complete bullshit. And the fact that you're working with the Yankees,
Hated rival too, by the way.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's corrupt. That is absolutely. Oh, we're gonna play an 11. You don't have a fan base, and that's why they're not trying to help you, and they're never gonna give you a stadium. This is just bullshit. It's complete bullshit. They would have fixed if that was the Phillies, if that was the Yankees, if that was the Mets, even if that was the St. Louis Cardinals, that shit would be fixed in 3 weeks. They would run a story on local news. Oh, look how hard people are working to get this thing back so you could get your beloved team. And city council is like, man, it'll happen in 2026. You know, who cares about the next season?
Oh, no, apparently
Who cares about the Rays?
it's not. If they don't get moving on this soon, it won't be for 2026. It'll be after that. That's the thing.
But that's what they don't care because they don't care about the franchise. They don't care about any of that. They just don't care. The team sucks, and that's a lot of corruption in Tampa Bay. Because if that was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they would have already fixed it. You don't hear anything about fucking the football team having any issues. They were in the same storm. They're not that far away. Like, oh, the pirate ship fell over. Oh, God, $17 trillion to fix the pirate ship. They're doing it because they're doing as they can, and that sucks because they're a Major League Baseball team, and I would like to see them playing in their field or get a new one, which they've denied them of over the last 17 years. They've told them to go fuck themselves while they change their name twice. Like, they don't care about that team, and that's what they're doing. They're
wasn't it
running them over.
Wasn't it like, I can't remember if it was last year or the year prior, that the team was even exploring like going to Montreal and playing like half of their home games there as a possibility.
Oh, I do remember something like
Yeah,
that.
no, they were, because they're not welcome in their own place, so they're just using the Hurricane against them.
Yeah, I would just slightly disagree with you, Johnny. I think we with the roof. The roof was like, this isn't something that you could just pick off at the hardware store and make and manufacture and just put it together.
Agreed.
I think it would take a year. I think the problem that they've run into is that they should have built a new ballpark at least 5 years ago so that this wouldn't have happened. And they
How old is it? It's like 46
it's 30
years old or
it's
something?
like at least 36 years old.
Maybe one without a roof so it doesn't blow off during a hurricane.
We looked it up. It was built, the construction of it started in 1986. It didn't get finished until 1990. And then we further realized that the Tampa Bay Lightning, when they were first starting in the National Hockey League, played their home games in that building years ago, which shocked somebody on this panel. It was like, wait, what? I remember that with it was the old Dino Ciccarelli days, basically. That was like the only good forward they had back then. This is a disaster. This is a disaster for Tampa. And what I can't understand is the fact that the city council votes to say yes, then changes their mind and reverses course. Like, what transpired there? And I've heard like many different rumors that, well, the Rays didn't have anything like concrete. They want the new stadium now. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you're legally obligated to fix the damn roof. At least get that done. And the fact that they slow-footed essentially that vote was ridiculous. Like, what are they doing down there, John? I think to your point, there's a little bit of corruption. I think the corruption is there, not with.
Listen.
Yeah.
If the stadium is open and the Rays are playing there, I'm sure the city is getting some kind of tax benefit out of that. The ticket sales and whatever.
It would have to be, right?
Parking and whatnot, sure.
Parking or whatever, yeah, absolutely.
So why? That's we don't know what part we're ultimately going to be responsible for. Okay, so get the process started.
Yeah.
Okay, front the money, and then if you're going to be covered by insurance, or if FEMA is, going to have some kick in.
Absolutely right.
That money will go to reimburse you for whatever share that is.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
It's your job to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Put up the money, and if there's anything to be reimbursed for, you can get reimbursed for it.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you a question? So my question is, if you drive your car into a tree and you call your insurance company, you say, "Hey, it was my fault. I drove into," and you have the proper coverage.
Mm-hmm. They're
They're not going to say, "Oh, well, let's wait 2 years." They're going to say, "Hey, take it to a mechanic, get it fixed, bill us, and we'll work it out. And if there's some discrepancies, then we will deal with that later." That's what I'm seeing when I'm looking at this stadium, and it's like, why is everybody dragging their feet?
Yeah.
Everybody's got an excuse for something.
We already got the estimates, $23 million. That's pretty clear, right?
Well, why isn't anybody paying that? And we got people on the roof fixing it. I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Johnny. That's a great question. I mean, it's a great question. St. Petersburg is going to have to get further clarification, or at least somebody out in front to say, hey, this is the reason why we're slow footing on it, whatever the case may be. That would take a little bit of humility. I don't know if that's going to happen. But in any event,
build them a damn new stadium and get them
that's the thing. It's like they were rumored to do it for years.
Yes.
And really it was just that stadium or that hurricane that came in. I mean, it was I think it was a Cat 3 or 4. And that roof, I think, could only withstand.
It was pretty nasty, yeah.
Yeah, and that thing could only withstand maybe a Category 2. So it ripped. I mean, you saw some of the highlights. I remember watching it. It was like these things are just flapping in the breeze. It's just like, oh my gosh, and you just don't know how much water.
It was a stadium made out of paper mache.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, it's just amazing the power of nature that could really get in there and do that kind of a damage. But yeah, it's been a struggle for that franchise. Yeah, and they've been successful over the years in spurts. They have not had consistent success, but for what it's worth, people do go to those games. They get like 10, 15, 20,000 people there. So it really, it's really up to the city. I think it's up to the city and up to the ownership. They've got to find a way to work together to build a new stadium. And, what happens in the meantime, that's the big challenge for Major League Baseball right now. And unfortunately, we got a commissioner who doesn't know what he's doing. So that's a problem. Maybe the step is,
Favorite guy.
maybe the step is they're going to have to play at Steinbrenner Field. But, that's about the best they could do.
That's it, but that seems
look.
awkward.
Yeah.
But the Arizona Coyotes played at a college stadium last
Yeah.
year. So,
They did. Yes, they did. But the main villain of the Major League Baseball wasn't getting the revenue from the tickets.
Yeah.
True.
That's what I have the
True.
problem with.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. Now, one can just hope that whoever they hire to fix the roof of Tropicana Field is not whoever built Jerry World.
Yes.
And had
Yes.
sheet metal falling
Yes.
on the field.
Steve, watch out.
Hell.
Watch
Ah!
More Cowboys misery. I love it.
Yes.
Circus idiots.
Just to shit on the Cowboys just a little more.
Okay.
I'm here for
Who builds a stadium with windows and installs a curtain,
Yeah.
yet refuses to close the curtain when they know the sun is going to be blinding people in the middle of the game?
Yeah. That's a great.
Like what?
All about the competitive advantage, Steve.
Oh my God.
Whatever
Well,
that is.
I
No.
think, as I understand it, if they close the curtain, it has to be closed for the whole game. And I think for that very reason, like,
They
we're
can't
gonna close
open it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to close it when the Cowboys are going this way, but when the other team's going this way,
Yeah.
we're going to open it. Like
Yeah.
that
They
kinda-
can't do it that
kinda
way.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't.
But-
yeah.
But it's stupid to me that you refuse to, give the players a break. I mean, I saw the view from we're talking about the Eagles Cowboys game from a couple
Yep.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
I saw the view CD Lamb had of the pass that was coming at him.
Oh, yeah.
There is no way in hell he saw that football.
No way.
And
Absolutely.
he
no
said
way.
that as soon as the whistle blew, he was like, I didn't see
See it?
anything.
Yeah, and I saw a thing on Twitter that showed when Hurts fumbled the football,
Mm-hmm.
you could see watching the video the glare on his visor.
Oh.
I'm not sure he could see much when that occurred.
Yeah.
Like, your own players say, yeah, they should probably close the curtain, and your owner is like, no, we're not going to do that. Why would we ever do that?
Send it.
Right? Unbelievable.
Well, he's out of touch. He's old and out of touch.
Yeah.
That's
And if you're old and out of touch, you should visit our website, WordPress.com.
you shouldn't.
I'm trying to segue here. I'm doing the best I can. Okay.
If
you
you're
go to-
not Jerry Jones, you should go to our website. How about that?
There you go.
Fair. All
There
right.
Jerry
go.
Jones, fuck off.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Okay. Well, the website again is twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. Don't be boobs. Follow the noobs. Go there. You can watch all our old episodes all the way back to 140. If you want to see something before that, it will take you to our YouTube channel where you can like, share, and subscribe. Please do that to make John feel good.
No,
He
I don't.
needs
I
the-
don't
needs the
feel
love.
anything about any of it. So,
Well, then what the hell?
Oh,
All right, we'll do it to make Matt feel good because Matt puts all the work in to editing the
Yes.
episodes. Show him some love here for
yes, Matt needs to be on a pedestal because he's amazing and he puts his shit out.
exactly. And once in a while, I
Forget
will
our
post.
feelings. We don't care.
Once in a while, I will post a new episode on the website. You can watch it there. Also, there are audio channels. normal ones that normal people listen to in their
Mhm.
headphones or in
Mhm.
their car,
Mhm.
where they can hear our podcast. But if you're a weirdo, there's an RSS feed too. You can use the podcatcher. and get to your
Quick note, if you are a Samsung podcast viewer, they've already cut you off and you're not listening to us right now. They
wow.
canceled their podcast
Oh,
channel, which we were on, and I got a nice email of saying, hey, go fuck yourself. Go somewhere else. Thank you, Samsung, for the beautiful email that you sent.
terrible.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm looking at the website right now. Let's see. Was Samsung on the links?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're not there now, though.
It was not. So
Nice,
all right,
nice,
I
nice,
I can
nice.
continue to be lazy and not change a thing on the website.
Nice. Good. Good. I am the police.
Oh, that's great.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're going to go on to topic 3 here.
Oh boy.
didn't do it.
We need.
Yeah.
We're totally blaming John. The 76ers are off to a, what is it now, 3-12? All right, that's gone on long enough.
Don't worry,
It's
they're
about that-
they're
it's
cycling through.
It's about
yeah.
damn right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matt has the longest sound effects board I think I've ever heard.
I think we're going to have to make it maybe 5 seconds. I got to get it quick, get that
Yeah.
snappier.
Yeah, it's got to be in and out.
Quick
in
hit.
and out.
Yeah, quick
Okay.
hit.
So the Sixers, I believe, are 3-12 as of this recording.
Mm-hmm.
They've at least were able to beat the Brooklyn Nets last night, and we found out why Ben Simmons may have passed up that layup against Atlanta all those years ago, because he didn't look too good to find one last night.
That was literally a
Holy
jump
cow.
straight up, shot the ball straight up into the air, didn't hit the backboard, didn't hit the rim.
Oh, it hit the backboard.
Oh, it did hit the backboard. Okay.
It hit the backboard, but when I saw it looks bad enough from the
Oh.
normal angle. I saw an angle like looking straight at the backboard. He was like 2 feet away from the basket. The ball hit the backboard. It wasn't even in the square.
Oh my.
It was like, what the hell?
He's someone that handshakes with his head. Like, he's so awkward.
Oh my gosh.
All right, at least the therapy is off to a good start.
Yeah.
But the
Oh,
team
we're
is
gonna hit on
started
Ben
off.
Simmons. Therapy's easy.
The team is off to a 3-12 start. We've already had a players only meeting. There's been a leak out of that meeting, which I will ask you people, your thoughts about that.
Oh boy.
Embiid has been injured on and off. Paul George has been injured on and off. Tyrese Maxey has been injured on and off. So our team that was built around 3 stars typically has maybe one of those stars on the floor in a particular game. If it weren't for, thank God for Jared McCain, who looks like he's going to be a hell of a draft pick,
Mm-hmm.
I think we would all be jumping off the Walt Whitman Bridge right now.
Pretty much.
Oh, I'm still jumping off.
Johnny,
Well,
don't
John,
do that.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the eternal Sixers optimist on this program, so
It's not happening. They're all at fault.
Yeah.
This is a Nick Nurse problem that I was afraid of when we did the original preview. This is all on Nick Nurse. He can't control these people, and it's now showing. And we're fucked until he can wrangle these people in.
Mm. Do you think he signed off on the whole Joel Embiid? I'm not going to play.
Oh, he absolutely did. This is upper management. This isn't, but it's Nick Nurse's fault.
Mm.
This is Nick Nurse 100%,
Mm.
because this is the same shit he dealt with in fucking Toronto.
Mm.
Same stuff I talked about before. We're fucked if he can't get this crew together.
Mm.
A bunch of stars that don't know what they're doing and don't know how they're doing it. Your medical staff is running your fucking team. The coach has no idea what's going on,
Mm.
and the owners don't give a shit because they're still making money.
This just
That's where the
sounds.
Sixers are right now.
This just sounds like it was the Chuck Fletcher era, Steve, back in the Flyers. I mean,
Yeah.
just falling apart.
This is Sam Hinkie under disguise,
Mhm.
is what this is.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is literally what it is. Because Nurse should be up someone's ass right now,
Mm-hmm.
fixing some things, and he's not.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me.
John, I have to be honest with you. When I was just happened to open up YouTube last night, and they had a short. NBC Sports Philly had a short,
Mhm.
and it was Coach Lynham on the broadcast, and they're saying that
Mhm.
Embiid was not going to be available for the Brooklyn Nets game. My immediate reaction was, This guy has quit. This guy
Why
has
not?
flat out quit on us, and I don't know why. You know,
But
and
why isn't he available? There's been, it's what, 20 games at this
Mhm.
point?
Mhm.
Why is he not, like, it makes no, he, in the first 20 games last year, he was putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers. Why the fuck the next year,
Yeah.
whether, if he's hurt, but they're not saying he's hurt. That's why I'm pointing at the Sixers organization.
Mhm.
Because what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
He was putting numbers up last year that were astronomical to every other center.
Mhm.
There wasn't, Jokic was the only center that was putting numbers up like him
Mhm.
in the entire league. And then all of a sudden this dude is unavailable?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
My only predictions that I was running with when I was talking about the Sixers, if these three were together, now I get none of them.
Yeah.
We've had what 20 minutes of them together
Yeah.
at this point.
Wow.
It's unacceptable.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
it is.
unacceptable. And I'm calling out the coach and I'm calling out ownership. You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because this dude was putting numbers up. I'm sorry to keep going back to that. He was putting Wilt Chamberlain numbers up last year.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Well,
the
he's
fuck is he
obviously-
not playing?
He's-
Like,
I mean, he put up. What was the game after the before the Nets game? Who was that game again?
Was that Memphis? Oh,
Yeah,
poor-
Memphis. He
Yeah.
put up
Yeah.
what 35
35
against
and-
Memphis,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
and then he's not available.
Yeah.
Like-
that's Jokic numbers. You're talking 1 and 2. He's putting up 35 points. Like, why the?
I don't know, Johnny, and that's
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that game I think it was Wednesday night. They lost 117-111. You know, lost by 6. That Memphis game, I should say. But yeah, it was like 35 by Embiid. Probably his best game, and then it was like you had a day off.
See, the thing about that game was, at least in that game, you lost the game,
Mm-hmm.
but at least you could look at it and say, okay, Embiid looked like himself.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? That
Yes.
looked like last year Embiid. He was actually driving the basket. He was making his shots, getting to the free throw line. He was
Playing like
doing-
Embiid plays. Yeah.
Right. Playing
Yeah.
like he played. The previous game where they had the team meeting afterward,
Mm.
he played like crap. There was nothing out of that game that gave you any hope for the rest of the season. At
Yeah.
least out of the Memphis game, you could say, okay, Embiid looks like he's getting right. Maybe that will get us back on track because Maxey looks like he's coming back, and
Yeah.
So, but no. Then we get to the Brooklyn game, and Embiid's out, and he's out for the Sunday game too.
Oh, he's out for the Sunday as well.
They ruled him out for both
jeez.
games. He'll be reevaluated, left knee pain management or something like that.
I think
John,
well,
help me. Help me.
even more, I think it's an NBA problem because they've allowed everybody to be soft.
But why? That's my question.
Money.
That can't
Because
but that can't be the reason.
Oh, it absolutely is.
They
the
would be
reason
losing
because-
so much money, John, if they don't have their stars on the floor. If the league
Not-
doesn't have stars on the floor, no
Not-
one's going to watch these games. Nobody.
Okay, so John, I have a serious question to ask you here about the NBA load management. Like, I don't understand, especially with now Embiid out for Sunday's game. If this continues, if this whole thing continues, right, they're not going to have stars on the floor anymore. They're all going to be like playing maybe a minimum of 60 games of an 82 games. Why are they doing this? It can't just be for money, because they would lose money if people aren't going to watch the games because their favorite players aren't there. I
It
would
i-
think.
It is for money because of the jersey sales, and that's all they care about. The reason they do the reason they do the load management is to they change the game. So jersey sales is number 1. And number 2 is your stars being on the floor. They don't care about the live event. They care about the playoff snippet. So as long as Embiid, Maxey, and all of them are out in the playoff snippet, they're good with that because that's the money. And then they sell more Embiid jerseys, they sell more Maxey jerseys.
Well,
they sell
you got to
more
make the
those.
playoffs
Agreed.
first.
Agreed, but that's not how the NBA's look at. He's asking about NBA load management.
I understand
They
that.
don't care about the regular season. They don't care about the regular ticket. They don't care about that anymore. They stopped caring about that.
I disagree. I disagree because then why do this whole stupid Emirates Cup or whatever the fuck it is?
Well, that was trying to get people to watch it. That wasn't,
Right.
and to sell more jerseys. If you
Yeah.
buy a Jokic jersey or you buy an MB jersey, they're like, good, he's in for fucking $20, and maybe he's gonna watch this. That's basically what they're doing. They don't care. The NBA does not care about the regular season.
It
anymore.
sure seems like they're not caring.
Yeah.
I would agree with you on that.
That they
Johnny. I
don't
think-
care. They're more worried about the playoffs. They're more worried about the contract in the playoffs, and then that's what it seems. And that's the thing that I'm so frustrated with the Sixers of. This is Nick Nurse and this is the Sixers management. They're going too far into this.
If he's hurt, then he should sit
He's
out until
always
he's
been hurt.
healthy. But if this particular injury is still affecting him, he should sit out until he's ready.
Yes.
Okay?
The
It
Sixers
shouldn't
have got to be
it sh-
clear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They have to be clear about that. This
And-
can't be, he's going to come in and play 2 games, then he's going to go out for 3 games, and he's going to come back in for 2. No, just sit him until he's ready.
Yeah.
And to be clear, last season, he's been hurt since last season. That was a catastrophic injury. You saw it.
Yeah.
He's not well. He's not going to be well till next year. He's 7 foot tall. Like, he's not fucking rehabbing that easy. That's going to take an entire year. And the fact that they're parading him out there like that is bullshit.
Yeah.
He should be out for the year. That's an out for the year injury. He fucked his knee up in a way that we don't understand because we don't have tree trunks. He broke a tree. Like, he broke a tree trunk right off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you, Johnny. I just, gosh, I fear for the NBA that I get what you're saying in regards to the
They don't
playoffs.
care. They just don't care.
I totally agree. I totally understand where you're coming from. I just think from a long-term viability standpoint,
Yes.
you're going to lose your people. You're going to lose your
And
hardcore
I don't think that. I
fans.
don't think they care.
And that's the scary part.
I think they pick up global. They just don't care. And
Yeah.
that's what's tough to watch the NBA for. Because there's only 2 people. I literally was talking to a dude in Houston. We were watching the Eagles game, but we were talking about the Nuggets game that was going on the side. And he was like, there's only 2 people that the only 2 people he cared about. He was like, Jokic and Embiid. And if Embiid ain't playing, I'm watching Jokic. And if Jokic ain't playing, I'm watching Embiid. And if they're not playing, I don't care about anybody else. It's become such a player thing. Like, nobody that actually cares about that. I don't care about the NBA as deeply as most people. You don't care about
Sure.
the NBA. Steve
Sure.
doesn't care about the NBA like that. We care about it from afar. But people
I
that
care about it
actually-
from the Sixers. That's
yeah,
all I care
that-
about.
that's what I'm
Sixers, yeah.
saying. But
Mhm.
people that are actually watching the NBA, they don't actually give a shit. They just want to watch players.
They just
and they
and they
don't
want to get to
care.
the
And I
and they
think
want to get
that's
to the
where
playoffs
the
quickly. Yeah.
NBA is. They're just
Mhm.
like, I'll just put Jokic on TV. I'll just put whatever the dude from Dallas is. I'll put Kyrie on. I'll put
Yeah.
I'll put fucking Ben Simmons on because everybody hates him. I'll put anybody on TV and they'll watch them because that's where they get their ratings. I don't think they care about the actual regular season anymore. I really don't think they do.
All right, let's
Yeah.
switch gears a little bit here.
Mhm.
Getting back on the Sixers. And it's just occurring to me, is this not one of the most dysfunctional franchises
Oh,
Yes.
in
easily.
all of sports?
Yes.
It's certainly the
'Cause,
New York Jets of the
yes.
NBA right now. Yeah.
I,
Yes.
I was thinking about this. If you go back, and you could probably go back even further than this, but let's start with acquiring Andrew Bynum, who then proceeds to mess his knee up bowling,
Yes.
right? Then that leads to Sam Hinkie and his treating the team basically like a fantasy league and just things are assets. You swap for swap, swap for swap,
Yeah.
swap for swap. Okay. You get Embiid misses the first 2 years because of injury. You draft Ben Simmons, who misses his first year with an injury, comes back, forgets how to be an NBA player, doesn't want to shoot a ball, apparently because he can't. You draft a guy, you move up to draft a guy who then forgets how to shoot.
Yeah.
You have Hinkie gets forced out by the league. He's not fired by the team. He is forced out by the NBA because they don't like what he's doing.
Because he
We get
figured
forced
because he figured it out.
we get force fed the Colangelos, who then one of them proceeds to have a burner phone and leak inside information about the team, trashing its players. We then have to go through a couple of years of Doc Rivers, and now this whole nonsense.
Yeah.
Let me finish this off with a Steve quote of Doc Rivers calls a timeout sometime after that, and
Yeah.
they throw the ball out of bounds. I just want to get that in there
Oh, yeah.
because that was reality and that was scary. I didn't know how fucked we were, but yeah. But just remember, by Philly standard, it's Embiid's fault.
Yeah. Because he's the
Or
franchise.
after what you just but after what you just said, that's exactly where that media is, and it's
Yeah.
Embiid's fault.
No.
He's not blameless, certainly, but it's not all on him
no,
either.
it's not
No.
blameless at all.
And just so we can end the segment, because I want to get your take on this. Obviously, there was the players only meeting in which Maxey allegedly challenged Embiid in some of his discipline, which as Matt said in pre-production, good on him for taking the reins and if that's indeed a problem, addressing it in the room.
Yeah.
However, the reason we know about this is because somebody leaked it. So what is your impression? Is it good that this is getting leaked out, or is this a problem that should also be addressed?
Maxey needs to punch that dude in the mouth, whoever leaked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has been Maxey's team for the last 2 years
Yeah. I would agree
with
with that.
Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid is the player to Maxey, but Maxey needs to punch that dude directly in the mouth and
John,
be
I
like,
think-
"This is my fucking team, and I will do what I do on my fucking team. I call big man out. It doesn't matter. It's Kobe Bryant stuff. It's fucking it's the way it needs to be done. You need to slap a motherfucker in the mouth." Because you run it, maybe it was Embiid, and maybe he needs to get fucking punched in the face. Maybe he's not fucking tight to the game. But you know what I want? I want that fucking 6 foot fucking point guard shooting 3-pointers and fucking winning games, and I don't give a shit if someone's got a fucking problem with it. And Maxey needs to walk that way, and Embiid better walk that way, because that's the way this team wins.
John, to your point, I would agree. It is Maxey's team, just for the fact that he single-handedly willed that team to a game 6, I think it was, against
It's
New York.
been his
last
team
year.
since he got here.
So that performance at MSG speaks for itself. So you're
Yeah.
right on the money there.
Yeah.
And I will say this, people complain about the Flyers all the time, right? About the Flyers and how dysfunctional. We just recently went through, Steve and I covered Michkov getting healthy scratch for two starts. And my God, the roof nearly came off the building with a lot of the Flyers fans. How could you put him on, how could you healthy scratch him? He's the greatest player 5-on-5, blah, 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 which I love that quote by Steve. If you go check that out.
Third greatest.
Third
by-
greatest team.
by some weirdo number. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but there's the biggest difference is that there's a plan in place with the Flyers, and there isn't one right now with the Sixers, with Embiid. And that's the big difference between those two franchises. So I would
Agreed.
posit the fact that
Agreed.
really the Sixers are the Jets of the NBA, the New York Jets of the NBA. If you want to equate the dysfunction that's going on, look no further than the New York Jets in the National Football League right now. They
At least
are
they're not the
absolute-
Giants in cutting their quarterback.
No. At least the Giants are trying to figure out, you know what? We need to rebuild.
Oh, don't
It
ever
might
say
take 'em
that.
like-
Don't ever say that. The Giants
It
are
might
trying.
take them like
They're not trying.
it might take them 5 to 10 years to figure that out. But this is the Jets of the NBA right now. with the Sixers. And it pains me to say that because it's like the Sixers have a proud history. They've had some great players over the years. They don't know what the hell they're doing right now. For Morey to like he needs to go, Nurse needs to go. Like they just need to clean the whole clean house.
I don't know if they
build
need
with Maxey.
I think
go
they
from
need
there.
ownership cleaning because you're seeing it with the Washington Commanders just the same, and the Jersey Devils the same. The same ownership is infecting 3 different franchises.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the down. I'm blaming Embiid. I'm blaming Nurse. But you got to look at who owns it.
Yeah.
There,
Well,
he's
and then
not
on
doing
top
a
of
very,
that-
he's not doing a very good job in any franchise that he owns.
Yeah, any capacity. And
Yeah.
on top of that, they've been distracting themselves with trying to build an arena downtown in Center City, which nobody
Yeah.
wants.
Yeah,
That's another problem. So it's
Well,
like they're
that-
just
it's
it's
I
a
think
shell
it's-
game with them right now.
I
Yeah.
think it's Harris more than anything, to be
Yep.
honest.
Yep. All starts at the top somewhere. So
Mhm.
Well, there you go. Listen, the Jared McCain era starts now. That's seriously. He's been great. He's
It
been
better.
fantastic. Did he
You just let-
pass?
You
What?
just like him because he doesn't shoot sideways.
Well, that's helpful. But did he end up? I know. Did he end up passing Iverson's record last night for
I don't
8
know. I didn't
threes in
watch.
the first 15 games?
I hope so.
Let's see.
'Cause
He was
like, go ahead.
he was 30 points, 6 of 11 from 3-point land last
Nice.
night.
I think that means he had because Iverson had like 15 made threes in his first 15 games or some number like that, and he was close to that in after just the first quarter of the Brooklyn game.
Yeah.
Good. I hope so.
All right, topic 4. I'm going to completely screw you people over now.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
We're gonna do some debating, but instead of debating things that we truly believe in, I am going to. It's going to be like debate team in high school. I'm going to assign you a position that you must defend against each other, and I will maybe declare a winner. I don't know. We'll see how
Matt's
things go.
Matt's gonna win.
Well,
Well,
you
we'll
never
see.
know.
We'll see. Maybe I'll toss you a few softballs, John. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
If
It
I-
might be a
if-
Harris thing. You get some softballs, and I'll be the the trump. Get
Exactly.
try
Oh
and
God, if I will jump out this fucking window.
Don't worry. We are not touching politics in this because
Oh, thank God.
Good.
that was the most exhausting electoral season I've ever had.
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah.
And I
Just
will
glad
say
we-
this, in regards to that, boy, thank God there's no more political ads. It's
been
like
great.
I watched.
It's been great.
It's been so
It's
wonderful.
been great.
Oh, you don't have it on ad nauseum. It's just like it's such a relief.
Yes.
So wonderful. Yeah.
Okay. So here.
But I'm still 100% into it because
Of course.
All right. Well, we're going to start the debates now. We'll start off with an easy first top. Well, maybe not easy, but the first topic will be which was the bigger sports victory for the city of Philadelphia, the 2008 Phillies winning the World Series or the 2017 Eagles Super Bowl victory. John, I will give you the 2017 Eagles Super Bowl victory.
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Defend it.
Simple. I think I can defend it 100%. I didn't give a flying fuck that they won. My drunken ass watched it in a bar in Dallas, Texas, a Green Bay Packers bar. And yes. Orange Green Bay Packers fan. I fell to my knees. I put my hands up when they won. But all I ever cared about in my drunkenness state ever, words just were flying out. I had to FaceTime my father and just say, we did it. You finally, in your entire fucking lifetime, we finally fucking did it. I could care less that they won. I stumbling into a hotel room with you get this. This is yours. This is only yours. This is for you. you guys. This isn't about the younger generation. We'll see it again. This was about so many years of sitting in front of that fucking couch and just being pissed off about years and years of Eagles football. It was so happy to share that with my father and just be like, there, they fucking did it. Finally. Like, they did it.
Finally
They
did it.
absolutely did it. And it's yours. You can take that to your grave. We'll figure it out. The younger ones will figure it out. It's fine.
So
But
it was
for
the
them. Yeah.
it was the generational suffering is what you
Yes.
wanted to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
No.
All right, Mr. Matt, you get to defend the 2008 Phillies World Series being the bigger victory for the city.
Yeah, a lot of good points by John. A lot of great memories I had here hosting the family
Nice.
with, watching the game. And it was my mom's birthday a couple days after that Super Bowl win, which was even better.
Happy birthday.
So to share that with her and the whole family was great. However, 2008, my friends, I have to take you back even further. 1983 was when the last time the Philadelphia, whoever it was, in any major league sport, won a title. It was the Sixers of 1983. Then we had the Phillies of 93 that got there to the World Series accidentally, maybe by drunkenness, who knows, but they were able to make
they
it.
were definitely drunk.
Yeah.
Probably on steroids.
Probably
doing
steroids,
cocaine.
smoking pot, whatever the case was. They got there, but they didn't win it. And then, like, the Eagles had some modicum of success. They had, a couple NFC titles, NFC championship games, I should say, going in there and, of course, breaking our hearts in the vet and all of that. And so everybody was thinking, my God, we're cursed, we're never going to win, blah, 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 blah. Falling into the whole Angelo Catali route of, we're never going to win a title again. Until Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Jimmy Rollins, the greatest infield in the history of the Philadelphia Phillies, got us together and got us a world championship against the Tampa Bay Rays in 5 games with Jamie Moyer, 56-year-old Jamie Moyer painting corners, and you had great at-bats by Brett Myers working a walk to get Shane Victorino up to the plate to hit the grand slam against CC Sabathia in the NLDS. The Red October swept through the entire city, and the Philadelphia Phillies of all the teams in the entire city win the title.
The
Don't forget
losingest
about Matt
franchise in all.
Don't forget
Major
about
League
Matt Stairs' home run that still didn't land.
Matt Stairs home run in the NLCS against the Dodgers. That
it still
has
hasn't
not
landed.
landed.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope. Still hasn't landed.
So I would posit, even though the 17 Eagles were great, the 08 Phillies, there was never the joy that I felt leaping and jumping and texting not only my father, but also Steve Murray on this podcast saying, we did it. We finally won a title. It was the greatest feeling I've ever had.
My rebuttal to that is I was there and it just didn't hit the same.
I did not grant rebuttal. All right. Good points both. Matt, you get an A-. John, for issuing a rebuttal without permission, you get a B+.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, next topic. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Which is the better superhero?
Oh.
Matt, I assign you Iron Man.
Okay.
John will be assigned Batman.
Wow.
So Matt, you get to go first this time. Since
Do you want to
John went
flip?
first. No. No.
No. Even though I have Batman sitting over my
That's why I assigned you Iron Man.
Yeah. Iron Man, huh? Okay. Well, I would say that Iron Man is probably the better one of the two because of the technology that he has in front of him. He basically transforms into a freaking robot and has missiles coming out of any such orifice, I guess we could call it. But no, he is a weapon of war. He can fly from one spot to another. Batman can't do that. Batman just has a grappling gun. He just and he flies up to the top of a skyscraper. That's pretty much it. But Iron Man can circle the world basically, on his own, basically, and has all kinds of missiles and gadgets. And, he just blows shit up. That's the problem with Iron Man. So that's my reason for selecting Iron Man over Batman, even though I really hated it. Anyway.
Well, I disagree on the technology because Batman's technology all is shaped like bats, and
Yes.
that takes skill.
No, well, you're
I
the
might be-
moderator. You're not allowed to
Yeah, I
chime in
know.
that way.
I know.
Oh.
All right, John, go for Batman.
He's fucking Batman, first of all. He's the best superhero ever. He has no superpowers. He's rich as shit, but he has no. Yeah, that is his superpower. And he's Alfred, because Alfred is way smarter than he is.
Yep.
So that's why Batman should win the best superhero, because he uses everybody around him for their ability to make him better, and he lives a double life. He's a whore, but he's also Batman. So
There you go.
he can't find love, but yeah, he's now Batman's awesome. It's all his gadgets. I mean, Joker's right, so I can't defend him 100%. It's all about his toys.
Yeah.
I'm a big Joker fan, more than Batman. But yeah, Batman should win over Iron Man because they're both rich. And all Iron Man ever did was shoot himself into a suit and fall out of the sky. And Batman at least solved some crime.
The detective aspect of it. Okay, I see where you're going.
He at least
yeah,
solved
yeah.
some crime. Iron Man was just like stratosphere, just shooting himself into the fucking moon and falling down. And I love Iron Man, by the way. I would have argued Iron Man probably better, but
There you go.
yeah, Batman solved more mysteries.
Okay,
There you go.
All right, next group of topics here. We're gonna go. Which is the better cola, Pepsi or Coke?
Oh.
Let's see, John. I will assign you Pepsi.
Damn, that sucks. 'Cause Pepsi's better because it's got more sugar.
Oh, there you go.
It's got more caffeine and more sugar. It doesn't have cocaine in it like Coca-Cola. Which was the original recipe, by the way.
In 1890, sure, it had cocaine in
Which
it.
was the original recipe of Coca-Cola.
That's not what it is now. Go on.
No. It absolutely it's Pepsi without high sugar because they fucking joined together and decided they were just gonna make the same cola. It's not as good as Dr. Pepper, but Pepsi's good because it has wild cherry Pepsi. And it doesn't promote diet, which I like because that's dumb. You don't do that. Pepsi is, it's bold, it's good, it's got a good logo, good label, good logo. Pepsi's working better than Coca-Cola. It's
got the yin and the yang.
yeah,
going.
it's got a good marketing team behind it, and it's got the right sugar. It's not that bullshit Coca-Cola would used to have cocaine, and then they had to fucking put weird sugar into it. Coca-Cola just sucks. I would never drink Coca-Cola, actually.
All right, Matt.
Goodness.
Counterpoint with Coca-Cola.
Well, I will say this: the rumors that there were cocaine in Coca-Cola are false. They are completely false. So I reject the notion that Pepsi was saying over there. I totally agree. Totally disagree with that. Totally disagree with that. Pepsi sucks because it's sweeter. It
Yes,
tastes
it
like
is.
disgusting. Coke though is an actual cola. It's cola. There's nothing better than that. It has more caramel flavoring. to it.
Pepsi Cola is Pepsi Cola.
No, disagree.
This is the floor.
Disagree. Completely disagree. Coca-Cola is far better. Has a red can, has cursive red, and dare I say, it's got one of the greatest holiday advertisements in the
Oh, yeah,
history.
I 100% agree.
With the
100%
polar
agree.
bears sliding down, they open the can of Coke, they get high, or never mind.
Yes. Because they like cocaine.
Shut up over there. Shut up. No, but those are the reasons why I would say that Coke is far better than Pepsi. And besides the fact, Coke goes better with pizza than Pepsi does. Pepsi, you live with a taste of like, yeah, what is this? So with you get Coke with pizza. You get Coke with pizza all the time. You don't get it with Pepsi. No one has Pepsi with pizza. That's too many peas. That's a lot of peep.
See where the cocaine comes in?
All right, I think we've milked that one quite enough. Uh, now to get more off the rails.
Oh,
Which
no.
is more useless, Thursday night football or November baseball?
Oh, God.
Assign me either. I will.
All
Yeah.
right, John, I'm giving you November baseball.
John?
November baseball.
Mr. November.
You started in April.
March, actually, to be technically correct.
Well, yes, you have pitchers and catchers, but I don't believe in that because.
No, believe
yeah.
the regular season started on March 31st.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
If not this year,
Wow.
then at least one of the prior years.
Then it'll
Wow.
definitely start again in March. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Like, slow down. The fact that they run baseball into November. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
It's just the worst. It really is. It's the absolute worst. You can't wrap this shit up in August. Like, you've played 162 games and you can't figure it out. Like,
Oh, goodness.
I give that a D.
but you can't. Like, I just can't. I can't stand playoffs that stretch that long.
Yeah.
Like, you can't figure this out. 5-game series, 7-game series. Why do we need 7 days off? Why do we need to take so much time off? Like, you can't figure this out earlier than the entire fucking year. Like, why does baseball need to be the entire fucking year? There's no reason for it.
Goodness.
You only hit home runs. Statistically, you only hit home runs from June to August. So why the fuck are you trying to force this shit into November? It doesn't make any sense. Derek Jeter is not hitting a home run in November. Most of those things he was hitting were line drives that basically hit off someone's head and went into the stands. Like, they were not home runs.
All right, you've salvaged that to a B-. Matt, Thursday night football.
There's nothing worse in the National Football League than diluting your product. And Thursday Night Football has done that. It has done that for now, well, a decade. And it's made the NFL worse. It's made it unwatchable. You have people on short weeks. You have two teams, actually, that go on short weeks. Look at them. They got a mini bye afterwards. Oh, look at me. Look at me. No, it's terrible. 2 games in 5 days. And especially now in this season, where you're not only going to have teams that play on Saturday, then they got to turn around and play on a Sunday, and then they got to turn around and play on the next following Sunday. So it's like 3 games in you have 3 games in 11 days, essentially, because of the way that funkiness of the schedule turned out. But you lose the cachet of Thanksgiving. What made Thanksgiving great was the fact that it was just special, and the fact that you had Detroit and Dallas always hosting. Okay, yeah, was there a competitive advantage? Maybe, possibly, who knows? But it was a treat. It was special. It was awesome on the calendar. Go down there and, you get the chance to play, all that kind of stuff. I got a thumbs up on my opponent, by the way. But now,
100%
you
agree with
diluted
you.
that. You basically have spread that out over 17 weeks. It's like when Monday Night Football is over, it's like you don't get a chance to breathe. You have 2 days to catch your breath, do whatever you have to do for fantasy football, and it's like you're right back into it on Thursdays. Annoying. It is annoying as hell. So I will die on that story. I cannot wait. I hope and pray to God that Thursday Night Football dies a death of 1,000 needles or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
Nice. Nice.
Well argued right up until the end there.
Yes. And a Macho Man elbow drop off chopper.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that was well argued. Okay, next one. Who would win in a fight? Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos?
Don't give me either of these people. I want Elon.
Matt, you get Jeff Bezos.
Oh. Bezos would
Antitrust laws?
Yeah, Bezos would probably employ antitrust laws against Facebook, but then he would probably kill him with a truck. That kind of. You just drive an Amazon truck right to the ring, knock Zuckerberg over, and then you can just pound on him, and then that'd be it. So, I mean, the competitive advantage that Bezos has just from the Amazon delivery service against a tech guy, against a nerd. Get out of here. I mean, it wouldn't be a contest. He would just drive the truck right into the ring and do it kind of like what Kurt Angle and Stone Cold did. He would just like spray him with like boxes or whatever. He just chuck all kinds of boxes at Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg would just hit it off his head and like fall over, knocked out, unconscious. He wouldn't know what to do with himself. So Bezos would win, hands down.
That is a fantastic visual. I love that.
It is. It is. It is. It is.
All right, John, your turn to argue that Mark Zuckerberg would in fact win that battle.
Well, he totally would strangle his alien neck and pop his head right off because if you don't know, Mark Zuckerberg does jujitsu now. So he is choking and moving and competitively. Joe Rogan's afraid of him at this point. So, and even if Joe Rogan's not afraid of him, he's going to come and kick Jeff Bezos' face in while Zuckerberg is squeezing him in the neck. This is going to be UFC 405, where Zuckerberg literally pops the neck off of Jeff Bezos as he floats back into the alien space with his alien spaceship, and Zuckerberg then becomes, gets on his spaceship and leaves because we know they're both not human. So that's why they're here. But Zuckerberg's going to kill him because he practiced jiu-jitsu every day. So he's allowed.
There you go.
He
There you
also
go.
does not practice free speech, but jiu-jitsu he definitely practices.
There you go.
All right, this one's going to be difficult for you guys.
No boy.
You have to argue that your chosen team is not the most obnoxious in all of sports.
God, give me the Eagles.
Mr. Tracy, your task is to argue that the Toronto Maple Leafs are not the most obnoxious team in the league.
Okay.
They're not. The logo, they're cool. I hate the Toronto Maple Leafs because of their history, but as a franchise, I would never get rid of them because they've got the iconic logo. It's not the players' fault.
Misery
with them.
does love company.
They're not. It's not the players' fault. It's always been the ownership and the direction of the franchise. But if you look at Matt Sundin, you look at the iconic logo, like you can make something out of that if you actually cared about a franchise, in which Toronto ownership does not, and they never will. But you could turn them into the Boston Bruins immediately with the history behind it and the jerseys especially. Like they have a great look and they're in a great position. They could be the New York Rangers if you had someone that could lead them, but their ownership sucks and they're made fun of all the time. Like they could literally be in the original six if they had good ownership.
They are in the original six.
Yes. Well, they could be thought about in the original six because they're made fun of.
There you
I
go.
like them.
There you go.
Okay, Matt, you have to argue that the Dallas Cowboys are not the most obnoxious team
jeez.
in all sports.
That's ugly.
Well, for one thing, they have won a lot of Super Bowls. They've won 5 in their history. Glenn, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they've won 5.
That's fine. You're right. It's fine.
That's 5. They've spanned over decades, and they're America's team. In fact, what they ended up doing was they opened up the roof of their wonderful AT&T Stadium so that God himself could look down and watch his favorite team all the time. That's not obnoxious at all. That is because the fans and basically the owner himself was a Christian and wanted really to bless the Lord with his football team playing.
Shit. Sorry.
Are you okay, John? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
just have allergies. I'm sorry. I
Comments from the gallery over there.
I have allergies.
never-
I'm sorry.
I never mind the fact that AT&T Stadium, even though it's one of the greatest stadiums that's ever been built in the history of the world, never mind the fact that we could shut those shutters off. We could if we wanted to, but we want a competitive advantage. because really it's all about the Cowboys. It's all about that star. I mean, to be perfectly honest, when you really stop to think about it, we're not egotistical at all by having a star on our helmet. We're not. We're just showing just how wonderful the United States is by just having a blue star, even though it's white stars on the.
All right, I gotta cut.
We
this
have a
off.
blue star. We have a blue star.
This is too much.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
forget about the new red, white, and blue stripe.
Yeah,
on the fucking
we
top.
don't have an
That makes
obnoxious red, white,
no
and blue
sense.
stripe. We don't have that. We don't have that at all. It's not that, you know, we're not obnoxious, Steve.
Just
It's not.
nonsense.
All right. Okay, we're gonna close this out. Thanksgiving's
that?
coming up.
Who won that?
You both get Fs. Ah,
Thanks.
John at least tried. He gave it an effort. Matt was just going heavy on the sarcasm.
Wish you were.
Well, I don't know about that. Oh, yeah.
All right, Thanksgiving is coming up, so we're going to end this on a couple of Thanksgiving debates.
Yay.
First will be having turkey versus serving ham,
Ooh.
which is more appropriate for Thanksgiving dinner. Matt, I assign you the ham.
It's simple. Turkey is way too expensive in Bidenomics, and so therefore ham is least expensive.
Nice.
So I'm going to go, that's the reason why people serve ham over turkey. Even though specifically they should be serving turkey. I mean, for crying out loud. Really.
Whoa. You just blew your own argument there.
Well,
bro.
that's okay.
He totally did.
Guess I'm a
Alright.
turkey guy.
Okay, John, I guess you have light work to do here for the turkey.
Oh, I get turkey?
Yeah, you get turkey.
Okay, yeah. Well, of course you want turkey. Like, you want to make turkey gravy? You want to stuff it? Like, yeah, turkey. Like, why wouldn't you serve turkey? I'm not actually serving turkey for Thanksgiving. I'm going on vacation. So,
There you go.
sorry. Not sorry. I'm eating mac and cheese and then leaving. I did just it could be Kevin McAllister and we're going on, the Home Alone. That's
There
what's
you
gonna
go.
happen. I'm gonna get lost. No one's gonna
There
find
you
me.
go.
It'll be fine. But yeah, why wouldn't you serve turkey?
Why
Even
not?
if it's turkey breast, even if you can't afford turkey, why wouldn't you just get a turkey breast and just shave it down?
Yeah, well, since Matt already seeded, I guess we'll have to
Yes.
award turkey the winner there. Okay, the next
Who
one
really
is
serves ham on
I
on
love
Thanksgiving?
ham, by the way.
Matt. You're the one who said turkey versus ham, so I brought it up. This is your plan.
I would totally eat ham.
I would
either
too.
or. Yeah.
I prefer ham
I
to
like
turkey.
I like ham over turkey, but
It's not tradition. Come on. Anyway. go on.
Understood.
go.
But you're the one who brought that one.
I
so-
know.
All right, next one: cranberry sauce versus stuffing. John, you get cranberry sauce.
Ooh.
I want stuffing. I do like cranberry sauce. That was actually funny. Since we're traveling, we were talking like, do you want to do a quick meal? Like, get a turkey breast, do cranberry sauce, stuffing, like real quick. Do you want to like do a quick plate because we're leaving the next day? And that was the one thing my wife turned to me and she was like, oh, totally, like Ocean Spray cranberry, like in the can. Like, yeah, let's do that. So I'm not for like that cranberry weird stuff that we've been making recently. That's dumb. I want the jelly formed bullshit. I would like that more. But yeah, totally. I could eat that on a plate with some
There you
turkey
go.
and some stuffing. But cranberry needs to be the center of the dish because it works. You eat the turkey and then you eat the cranberry. You eat the turkey, you
Work
get the
your way around.
acidity, and then you get the protein from the cranberry. The
Mm-hmm.
stuffing is, I love stuffing, but it needs to sit to the side for my argument.
Well, the cranberry sauce, you could get.
It's chili, so it's awesome. Like getting
There
it
you
out.
go.
Like
There you
it's
go.
more fun to make.
Does it when you? Because I hate it pretty much any Thanksgiving meal, but when you get the cranberry sauce out of the can, does it go like make a funny
Oh yeah,
sound?
it
when
totally
comes?
does. It's like a poop.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, Matt, argue the merits of stuffing.
It's one of the greatest all-time condiments in the history of holiday dinners. Stuffing. It comes in all kinds. Stovetop being one of the greatest brands ever made. It goes with anything that you serve on a Thanksgiving platter. Anything. Green beans, and cranberry. You can mix cranberry in with the stuffing, and you still have that good stuffing taste. That kind of a deal. I love it. I think it's one of the best condiments, side dishes you could have to round out the Thanksgiving plate. The only caveat is you have to be careful with portion control, because if you don't, you could easily overstuff yourself with stuffing. But it's also the great thing about stuffing too is that there's enough left over to have that last bit of scoop to put in. Whereas cranberry, people are pretty much done with cranberry. One shot. They're not going to get a second helping of that. You're going to get a second helping of stuffing, more than likely. There you go.
All right. So I put Matt down as being a proponent of stuffing things up a bird's ass. Very, very good.
There you go.
All right. Now to round it out, we have dessert: sweet potato pie versus pumpkin pie.
Wow.
Matt, you get sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie is, I would say, better than pumpkin, only because sweet potato has a better texture to it, a better, more rounded taste than pumpkin. I would say that sweet potatoes are pretty much, you could put sweet potatoes in almost anything. You could put it in stuffing. You could put it in a dessert dish. You could put it in, I make sweet potato biscuits basically for the Thanksgiving meal every year. But I would say for sweet potato pie, it ranks right up there as a quality dessert dish for Thanksgiving. A little bit better than pumpkin just because the taste is a little bit better, and pumpkin pie has a tendency to linger a little bit more. It kind of just stays with you, whereas sweet potato, it's pretty much done and it's finished. So that's why I would have sweet potato over pumpkin.
All right, John, pumpkin.
I'm going to use Matt's arguments against him with that. Of the
Oh.
the
Clever.
lingering, the sweet potato, I agree with you, is decadent. It's beautiful. It's quick hit, but the season you get with the nutmeg and the cinnamon when you pull the pumpkin pie in, it's nice and heavy. It's nice and wintery. The pumpkin pie is just something that you could eat the whole thing. I'm a big proponent for sweet potato, but pumpkin is just November, December, January. It sits there. It's not light. It's not light by any means. It has all the things you need for a wintry dessert. And that's why I picked pumpkin pie.
There you go.
Well, you're both wrong. Brownies. All right.
Well, yeah, that too. That too.
That too.
That too.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes are banned in this. Well, they're not banned in the household, but they are forbidden from being placed in an oven with any other food stuff because the fragrance will infect. And I once had a ham cooked in the same oven as a sweet potato, and the ham thereafter tasted like sweet potato and was not edible.
And that's why he's a psychopath. And
Yeah.
that's okay.
Exactly.
So the sweet potato must be cooked separately from all
Yes.
other foods.
Oh,
There you go.
absolutely. You shouldn't put it with meat. It'll infect it. I agree.
It stinks. All right. Well, that wraps up episode 217. John will be on vacation next week for episode 218. We hope he has a good time and a good Thanksgiving. We
I
hope
might
you
be
all-
on location, though, so we might fill the third topic with me on location. We haven't worked that out yet.
You were supposed to keep that secret, bro.
Spoilers.
Secret. He ruins the over 40 rant. He blows the secret about next week. Dude,
Go. Keep going. Keep going.
All right, well, we hope John, wherever he is, has a good Thanksgiving. We hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. We hope you will bring the podcast to your Thanksgiving dinner and play us because we're just so much fun.
That's
and we
right.
deserve to be at your table.
Yes.
But until next week, again, have a happy Thanksgiving and get out.